What is your least favorite part about being married? What do we argue about the most? Do we ever go to bed angry? Do we want more kids? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine. This is my husband.
Jaquan, nice to meet you guys.
He's so cute.
I'm
Sounds
looking
so
at myself
formal.
again.
It's okay.
Okay.
But so in today's video, we're just gonna be doing like a 1 year married type of video where we're answering questions about being married for our first year. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, basically we first met in high school. We had like a really short relationship. It probably was like a month or two. And then we reconnected when we were like what? 20 what? We were 22 years old, and then we made our relationship official in June of 2015, and then I got pregnant in October of 2015, and then I moved in with him December ish. So our relationship kind of moved fast when we got back together. But anyway, that's like the backstory of our relationship, just a really quick backstory if you don't know anything about us. But we got married last May, so May of 2022, and it is now May of 2023. So we've been married for a year, but we've been together for 8. Our anniversary's next month. Okay, so we're gonna answer some questions, just a few questions. The first question, has marriage changed our relationship?
No. It hasn't.
Nope.
It's been the same. Been the same for sure.
Yeah, I feel like our relationship is the same for the most part. The biggest thing that changed for me is, of course, my last name and like all the legal documents I had to get, my social security changed and, my driver's license. I had to get a lot of stuff changed, and some of it was a hassle. So that was the biggest thing really, but our relationship is like the same for the most part. Also, I had to get used to like signing my new last name and like people calling me that, because I've had the same last name my whole life, and like now people are calling me by a different name. So
she came to death row. Come to death row.
Anyways, second question, how did you know you were ready to get married? Because we were together for so long. So how did you know last year it was like, okay, it's time to get married?
I mean, of course we can say love played a factor in it, of course, but I've loved you for a long time. I think the biggest change was just me starting to like, I'm human, so there's been time frames where I feel like your worth was something that I probably took for granted a lot throughout the early days of our relationship. And I think after graduation, of course, a lot of the stuff that happened during that time frame, a lot of stuff just started changing. I think the biggest change was after I got in my car crash and just seeing how, seeing how you basically were there for me, took care of me, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It was just an amazing thing. And still, being, you was going to work and taking care of the children. So it was just like an epiphany. And you know how people say you kind of start to see the aura around a person.
My aura, what color was it?
It was pink and shiny. No, for sure. It was just like I love you, but then I fell in love with you even more during that time frame. So I think, yeah, and then we were in that. Also, we were making a lot of new changes, right? So, like I said,
we're gonna talk about that in a second. But yeah, so basically, we both had got into car crashes within like some months apart, and that basically made us realize like what was important and stuff. Like we were already together for so long, but we would basically realize that we were the main people there for each other in our relationship, and we realized what was important. So that's why we did that. And then this next question, do we want more kids?
That's an amazing question. You know how I feel about that. I would say yes, but I know also I agree with you with the whole, like the 2 years apart type of thing. So that's the only thing as far as the age situation, as far as like Hendrix is already about to be 5, bringing in another baby. So, but if it's in God's plan for sure, we'll handle our business. So
yeah, I just feel like if we don't have any more kids, we'll be happy because we have a boy and a girl. So it's like it's perfect. They're 2 years apart. But if we have another kid, we'll be happy too. So we'll be happy either way.
Either way, for sure.
What big things have happened in our first year being married? So, like you were talking about. We moved to a new state.
Yeah, moved again. So we moved around a few times in our relationship from Georgia to North Carolina. Now we're currently in Virginia. So that was like the biggest thing.
Yeah, it was moving to a new state.
Moving to a new state, and then I'm not gonna say it. We're getting Callie kind of
jobs. Callie going to a new school. We filed our taxes together for the first time. I've never done that before.
That was crazy.
And we didn't kind of know what we were doing.
Yeah, it was a process. So yeah, those are probably the biggest things in our relationship.
Yeah. Oh, going to New Orleans, of course.
Oh yeah, trips
together.
Yeah, New Orleans was amazing. Taking the kids. I don't know if this is another question, but taking the kids on the plane for the very first time. Us going out the state on a plane as a family.
I didn't even say that.
Yeah, so we went to like New Jersey, went to New York. That was amazing. And then like she said, turn around February, me and her go to New Orleans. Our first, was that our first time going out somewhere by ourselves?
State? I think not.
Because I know we went to New York that time.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. So that wasn't the first time.
That wasn't well, on a plane.
Yeah.
We drove.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to New Orleans for my 30th birthday, and that was an amazing time. We both had a blast.
Mm-hmm. The next question says, what was the most romantic time in the first year of marriage?
The most romantic time?
Our first year.
I gotta think. There's been some moments. I just think us just spending time. Like I think the New Orleans trip. I feel like we've done like a lot of the stuff if I had to put it in context, it's a few. One would be the escape room. That was amazing. That was a beautiful thing, even though it turned out to be crazy. But in the middle of before that was cool to experience that with you. That was really dope. But I think New Orleans was definitely like the icing on the cake. Just being able to get on a plane with each other for the first time, with no children.
Yeah.
Just enjoying each other's company, how it was early 2015. So for sure, I think that was the biggest.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Do we ever go to bed angry?
Yeah, I mean, we're human.
Because some people in relationships say they never, like that's the advice is usually like never go to bed angry or whatever, and that's what they say they do. But we do, and I feel like it works for us because I have to think about stuff and process it. So I feel like if I'm angry in the moment, I'm going to speak off of emotions. I'm not going to speak off of logic and all this other stuff. I'm just going to say stuff off of emotion. So when I actually get to go to sleep and wake up the next day and think about it and process it, it's like, okay, I was being immature or I was wrong or whatever. But I had to think about stuff. So we definitely go to bed.
Yeah, we're human, so.
The next question says, how do we manage our finances, and do we have a joint bank account?
So we don't have a joint bank account, and managing our finances was something that I feel like we was already in that space of in 2021, kind of figuring out some things for each other. You starting to work at the time, now we're both in a situation where we're both working and we're kind of doing what we were normally doing as far as how our system. Mm-hmm. So I can say definitely there's a system that we have in place that we utilize. It's not the best system, not the worst system. And we're still improving. I won't say that I won't say that we're where we want to be at as far as managing our finances, but we're definitely on the path.
Yeah, sure. Basically, like you said, we don't have a joint account. We have our own bank accounts. But we kind of have like a joint savings, technically.
Yeah.
And then he's into like the investing stuff. Like he does more of that investing stuff. And then we tell each other what we're going to spend money on, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like he don't just go off and do whatever he wants. It's like, hey, I'm gonna buy this. Hey, I'm gonna spend money on that. So that's kind of, I feel like, how we manage it. It's like we just tell each other what we're gonna buy or whatever, and then we sometimes do like the spreadsheet on what we spent for the month, so we kind of know where the money's going. So that's just kind of how we do it. What do we argue about the most?
I think it's just accountability. She knows exactly. That's why she's laughing. I think that'd be something that we both have to kind of like work on. With me, a lot of it stems from sometimes feeling like I know it all. Her stemming from the standpoint of just
basically things we have to work on individually.
yes.
So
our individual flaws, or
our individual things is what we
have
argue about the most. It's not like finances or things like that. It's just, it's about things that we have to work on individually is what we kind of argue about the most. What was the most difficult challenge we overcame together this year?
That's a good question. The most difficult?
Yeah, I feel like really just trying to get, I don't know if it's adjusted in a new state, but kind of trying to get adjusted because it's like we had to move here and get Cali adjusted, find jobs. It's just kind of,
that's been,
we're not 100% there though.
Yeah, because even figuring out like, all right, Hendrix is about to start school, right? So there's another hurdle, right? And even like
we might move again possibly. So just, I feel like that whole thing is something we're overcoming.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite part about being married?
Least favorite part about being married?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have any least favorite parts.
Oh,
only because it's like we stated earlier, it wasn't like we were in separate houses. Mm-hmm. We got married, we got with each other. And I'm like, man, my least favorite part is like I miss my house, or I miss my space. It's like we were already in that space, so I don't think there's any least fit. Like marriage didn't change anything about our relationship.
It's like we was already in a long-term relationship, and then we got married, so it kind of a lot didn't change in that space. Yeah. And it's like my thing is not a least favorite part of marriage. It's just what's hard, and it's not just marriage. Like you said, it's a relationship in general, a committed relationship. One of the hardest things for me is just the whole compromise, having to always compromise and be considerate of somebody else. It's like you can't do nothing by yourself. Like you can't do nothing on your own. Everything you do will affect him. I can't just wake up tomorrow and be like, I got a new job working so and so. It's like, no, because I have to, talk to him about his schedule. We have to like you always have to consider somebody else, and that is just, I feel like, a hard thing. Like you just can't be selfish. But it's not my least favorite part. It's just what's really, really hard about
it's a challenge.
A relationship. It's like you can't do nothing by yourself because it's going to affect somebody else.
Yeah, same
type situation. What's your favorite part about being married?
Definitely those taxes.
Oh my goodness.
I think just the idea of knowing that you have a lifelong partner, that you guys are on this road, this path together, and to know that the person that you're with is as committed as you are. Of course, that that there's love, and to know that we're still on that path of growth together, and to just I'm excited to see where we become, like 10 years down the line. So yeah, I'm excited about just everything.
Yeah, I feel like basically always having somebody to do life with, like always having somebody there, like to talk to do things with, to travel with, to go places with. Like I don't like doing stuff by myself. I know some people are like, oh, I'll go to a restaurant and sit down and eat by myself, or I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll go to a music park by myself or whatever. I'm not that type of person. Like I want to make memories with somebody, or even like we like to watch movies and stuff. If I go watch a movie by myself and nobody else in my family or friends has watched it, I can't talk to nobody about it. So it's like just always having somebody to make memories with and talk to and do things with and just share life with, I feel like that's the best part, is always having somebody there. And then the last question, it's kind of just like a bonus question just because we've been together for so long. But basically, did we experience the 7-year itch? So basically, our first year of marriage was our 7th year together. And if you don't know, the 7-year itch is a popular belief that happiness in a marriage or long-term romantic relationship declines after around 7 years. And they said that most marriages that end in divorce over the years was around the 7-year mark. So basically,
Nah. Like, we've had moments, of course, we know early on, like way before 7 years. there were some moments where this thing could have went either way. So
basically no, because like our last year together, no, we was one of our better years together. So
sure.
Yeah, we've had rough patches early on, but our last year, no, it was our better year. So no, we didn't really experience the 7 years. Yeah, that's all of the questions that I have. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you in my next video.
Bye, guys.